Hello my loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. I hope you're happy, healthy and healing wherever you're watching from. Today I wanted to do a reading on the topic, what will be your future spouse's favorite things about you? So what do they like most about you, and what things are their favorite when it comes to you or your soulmate? You can apply this to your soulmate or your twin flame if you're not interested in getting married. But let's get 3 cards for 3 piles and we will begin. Okay. There we go. So for group number 1 we have Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured, and this is what your card looks like. For group number 2 we have Hawk Spirit. Let spirit be your guide. For group number 3, wow, we have the Moth Spirit. Surrender now. I love all of the cards. So take your time to make your selection. You can pause the video here if you haven't already selected which card you're drawn to. But I am going to go ahead with my prayer ritual that I always do before all of my readings. So you can join me or you can skip to your reading. The timestamps are in the description as always. And I'll see you. So let's begin with the prayer. For those of you that wish to join me, I welcome you. I'm going to start by burning an incense stick, as always. If there is anyone new here watching the reading for the first time or here on my channel for the first time, I welcome you with an open heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's begin by inhaling slowly and gently. No need to force anything. Let's slowly exhale. Gently. No need to force anything. Let's begin by calling our attention and awareness to how our breath feels, to how our body feels in this moment, whether you're standing, sitting, busy in an activity, or laying down and watching this reading, relaxing. Let's shift our awareness to any worries, sensations, feelings that you're feeling in your body currently. And let's, for 5 minutes, accept those feelings, accept those sensations. Let's not resist. If it is anger or sadness, let's sit with it instead of rejecting it or repressing it, as you might have been told by society. Let's sit with ourselves fully and unconditionally Let's stay present. I now cleanse my energy. I cleanse my own energy field so that I can channel accurately and correctly for everyone watching today. I start cleansing my soul family's energy. I cleanse their energy field gently and slowly if they allow. May the energy of this reading, the peace, the joy, reach the viewers, my soul family, and everyone watching this reading today. I call upon my group number 1, 2, and 3's future spouse, their future spouse's higher self, soulmates, twin flames, whoever they are asking for, whoever they are desiring. I call upon the spirit guides of my soul family, angels, ancestors, light beings. With divine love and gratitude, I ask you to stay with me as I proceed with the reading so that I can give my soul family the most accurate reading possible and any information that they need to know at the moment. I cleanse the energy of this space, this room, this home where I'm reading. And as I close this prayer, I would like to thank you, my dear soul family, for being a part of my journey, for all of your support and your love. Thank you so much. And I wish to send you love more than what you have sent me. And I'm really happy that I get to read for you today, and that I have been reading for the last few years. Thank you so much, my loves, for joining me. I now close this prayer. Thank you so much to your guides, your light beings, ancestors watching over me, that are present here with me. And thank you to your future spouse, your soulmates, your twin flame, and their higher self. My intention today for this reading is to maybe cheer you up a little and to get some insight into what exactly it is that your future spouse will like or love about you. Like, specifically, what are their favorite things about you? Sometimes I speak in present tense. I say what are your future spouse's favorite things instead of what will, but that's only because in the spirit realm, time does not exist. Time is not linear. For us, time is linear. So even when you're manifesting, you must have heard that you need to manifest as if you already have it, as if it is true right in this present moment, which is why sometimes I slip into saying like, what are your future spouse's favorite things about you? And you might be thinking, oh, but I don't have a future spouse yet. Yeah, you're supposed to apply it like to whoever you're going to meet in the future, whoever you're going to end up marrying, but I just say that in present tense. So that's all I wanted to say, and thank you so much once again. And I now close this prayer, and I will see you in your reading. I love you so much, and I'm really excited. Hello, my beautiful angels and divine beings. I welcome you. If you chose this card, which is the first card, this says Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. Number 5. This is the 5th card in the deck. Then this will be your reading. Now what I'm getting immediately is that you have a very active third eye chakra. I think you're able to see truths or see the subtext of things or see beyond the physical realm. I think you're able to feel energy, kind of like how tarot readers do. I think you could be a tarot reader, or you have the capacity, the capability to read cards or read energy, and I feel like your intuition is very strong. The divine is with you very strongly, and you are very connected to the divine. Everyone is, but a lot of people are asleep to that, right? I feel like you are one of the souls that is awake to the divine realm, the spiritual realm, not just 3D, but like 4D, 5D. I think sometimes you have these sort of premonitions or like feelings like, oh, I shouldn't go there today, oh, you shouldn't purchase this, oh, I shouldn't do this, and it might not make sense to you, but your intuition is saying that, and I think you always follow, because you can see beyond the veil, so to speak. You have this energy of like a high priestess. You know how she is someone who, the Empress is someone who's very like nurturing, physical, right? Creativity. She's like the embodiment of the divine feminine energy, right? And she's sometimes shown as pregnant. But for you, I'm getting this very high priestess like energy, very hierophant like energy, but I still feel more leaning on the high priestess. So regardless of your gender, even if you're a man watching this, I feel like you've got a very strong, either you've got feminine guides watching over you. Now guides are not feminine or masculine, but I'm picking up this energy, feminine ancestors watching over you, like goddess is watching over you and making sure that you're okay, that you're guided in the physical realm. And I feel like one of the things, like their favorite thing about you, your future spouse, your soulmate, apply it to whoever, their favorite thing about you is your intuition. I think they don't understand like your spiritual powers, your psychic abilities, your clairvoyance, maybe your clairaudience. I think you do have those abilities, and they don't understand where it comes from, but they know you're right. So I feel like when you are in the relationship, when they start to come to know that you can do this, they think of you as divine. They cannot believe it. It's a bit unreal to them at first. So I think that is one of the favorite things, is what I'm immediately picking up. Like, you can see the shadows of the human race. You don't lose yourself in it, but you know what is going on. I feel like you're like a seer. SEER. You're a seer. You're someone who sees. Like, if I could choose a term for group 1, it would be shadow seer. Like, if someone who sees beyond, like if someone who can see, like if someone is being overly nice to you, and then I think you can tell something's fishy. You are the person who will be like, something's wrong with this person. you know, maybe we shouldn't trust this person. Like, you're the person who, you know, I think I'm being shown these groups where, like, groups of people, lots of people living together, and then there's this one female figure who is older, like a grandmom, you know, and she's also like the matriarch. She is the person everyone goes to when nothing works, like, and I'm seeing I'm being taken back in time when farmers were like, oh, we are not getting crops, what is going on, you know, why is it not raining, we are not going to have good food, are we going to, should we grow this, should we grow that, and they go to her for like spiritual guidance, and then she tells them, like, you know, this is what the karma is, this is what you need to heal, this is what you need to do, like very shaman energy, 𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓻, if that's what they're called. Yeah, that is what I feel for you. You guys could be my Scorpios, my Plutonic energy here. I'm sensing Pluto in the first house, Lilith energy, a lot of Lilith energy too here. Lilith aspecting the 10th house and in the sun, or aspecting the sun or the starting planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars. But mostly I'm getting from Sun to Moon, Venus. Yeah, Lilith aspecting those planets. If you ever wondered why you feel like an alien or something like that, like why does everyone have such a problem with me, I'm not even doing anything, I'm just breathing, that's Lilith energy, you know. A classic example of this, I think, is the movie 𝑚alena, which is an Italian movie, and you see she's not doing anything, you know. Monica Bellucci is playing that character called 𝑚alena, and she's not doing anything, like she doesn't even have dialogues in the film. Like, I think she barely says one word in the film, and you can see everyone have such a huge reaction to her, whether it's love, whether it's obsession, whether it's hate, whether it's jealousy. And I feel like that's how Lilith energy comes through. So if you've ever felt like that, then you're in the right place. There's nothing wrong with you, that's just your energy. But I also take it as a good sign, because I feel like people that embody Lilith energy, Pluto energy, Scorpio energy, they are the truth seers, right? They are the ones who will go beyond the surface and question things. So I've got a lot of respect for souls like you, you know, because you are the one who will be like, what is actually going on, let me see, you know, why does crime exist, what do the criminals want. Like, I think you think deeply, and that's also something that your future spouse loves about you, and it's one of their favorite things about you, is that you're such a deep person that even years into the relationship, your future spouse is not going to know you fully. I think they know you, but there's so much to you that even you might not know yourself. There's so much depth to your soul that your future spouse is always going to feel like there's more, and they've barely scratched the surface. You know, they love your mind, they love how you think, they love the questions that you ask, they love the way that you have lived your life. Like, if you've gone through some struggle and then you came out of it, they love that. Like, I feel like you and bats, you know, they live in the darkness, they prefer the dark, they don't prefer the light. So you really might be a Scorpio, and that's something, you know, one of my friend also does. Like, she closes all the curtains to the point that it's dark, and that's just how she stays. And then if someone asks her, like, are you not going to, you know, open the curtains, she's like, no, I just like she genuinely prefers to be in the dark. So I feel like you could be like that. Like, you could be from Germany. I'm suddenly being shown that. European, yeah, brunette, but with lighter features, you know, blue eyes, like. So yeah, I'm getting European, Scandinavian. With the last message here, a rebirth is assured. I'm getting that. The third favorite thing from your soulmate about you is that I think you can come back from anything. You can come back from anything. Now, I don't know whether you believe this or not, but your future spouse definitely believes that about you. They think that you can come back from anything. So if if the worst, like, think of the worst thing that could happen to you and it happens to you, you're gonna be okay. That's what they think. You're going to be okay. And I'm also seeing 08, and 8 is the number of, like, I always associate the number 8 with Scorpio, with like material abundance, like huge amounts of material abundance. So you might be here to get rich, but I feel like even if you're someone who is going to get rich, I feel like you are the kind of person who would be like, who could afford a Rolex, but you're just going to wear an Apple Watch or something. Like, you're not, I don't think you would want, I think you don't want anyone to know like what you're up to. So you might be the rich person who is like wearing very normal clothes, like you don't care for brands, you don't care for designer. You could own them, of course, but I don't think that that's your first preferred outfit before you leave the house. Like, I think you're someone who's very low-key. I don't think you care to show off to people just how much wealth you have. If you are not wealthy now, you're going to be. I think that's also another favorite thing of theirs about you, is that you're so self-sufficient, you're so self-motivated. I think if you're a woman watching this, you are very good at manifesting abundance, or you're going to be good at manifesting abundance. Now here it says a rebirth is assured. It says is assured. That means there is no mistake, right? Like, there is no chance that it's not going to happen. Like, it says, it doesn't say a rebirth full stop. No, it says a rebirth is assured, period. So I feel like you will go through certain ego deaths and certain rebirths before you meet your future spouse. So sometimes readings might not resonate with you because you know, we are not picking up your current energy. We are like, I'm picking up on the future energy. So sometimes some things might not resonate. You might be like, oh, but I don't like that. Oh, but your future version could, right? Your future version could like those things, if not the you now. So let's see your cards. I got so many messages just from this one card, and I just wanted to ensure that you're getting everything. But yeah, let's get into your tarot. We have 9 of air. This is the 9 of swords. This came out reversed. I feel like you're freeing yourself from something. You're freeing yourself from something. We have the Hermit, and Hermit is reversed. We have the Magician. This is one of the most beautiful cards. I love this card in this deck so much. And it's the first card. And you are pile number 1, Magician. I think this just goes to show that you are a magician. We have the Page of Fire, which is the Page of Wands. Wait, that was upright, wasn't it? I forgot. I think I'll take it upright because that's what I'm feeling intuitively. Let's see these 2 cards. Wow, we have Chariot and Messenger of Water. Okay, both of them reversed. Wow, a lot of water energy here as well. I think you are a sensitive soul, group number 1. You could be my water pile, but my water pile that's mixed in with like Scorpio Pluto energy. You know, I feel like you are that pile. You are that group basically. Because I'm sensing either a lot of air energy or water energy. Now you don't have to have those exact zodiac placements. This is just the energy that I'm picking up, okay? And I also feel like your future spouse, another thing that was coming through that I didn't say because I forgot, I just remembered it again. Your future spouse, your higher self loves that you're such a lone wolf. Like, you're someone who is not afraid to stand alone. Oh, if you feel like, oh, they are not accepting your truth, they don't like who you are, they don't like that you call them out, great, fine. You know, you're okay with everyone going against you. You're okay with like people trying to sabotage you, because I feel like you've got such a resilient energy that it's like, I don't even care, you know. But I'm not going to shrink the truth. I'm not going to shrink myself. I'm not going to make the truth small just to fit your lies, just to fit, because people are uncomfortable around you, group number 1. And listen, if they are uncomfortable, it's on them, okay? It's not on you. So I just want to clarify that. but I do feel that your energy is so strong. When I feel like a lot of light beings that walk on earth make people uncomfortable, because their shadows are triggered, and they're here to awaken people. They're not here to get rich or whatever. Like, that could be something they want, but that's not the primary purpose. They're here to awaken, and they're here to awaken other people, awaken themselves as well as other people, and that can be uncomfortable. And I feel like your energy serves as a wake-up call for people, which is why it's so like uncomfortable for people. And I'm seeing your soulmate or your future spouse standing up for you when you guys are in the relationship. Like, if you're getting mistreated, or you're subtly being undermined. I'm getting a very specific example where you go to a store, like a luxury store, and I think you're wearing normal clothes, or I don't know why actually, but the person is like, oh, you won't be able to afford this perfume, like I'll show you something more affordable, and your future spouse will immediately be like, it's fine, we are not interested, or something like that. They'll say something that defends your integrity, and I feel like you don't need it. Even when you're watching this, I feel like you might be thinking like, I don't need that, I don't need a person on my side. But that's exactly why they want to be on your side, is because you're someone who's so composed, who's so in control. You're like the hermit, but they don't want you to be the hermit with them. You're the magician, you're the hermit by yourself, your chariot, you're going in your life, bat spirit, okay? You don't care like who is against you. You're here living your life. You're not going to make yourself small, which is great. I feel like at that point you're going to learn how to live in your full and complete expression of your truth and your authenticity. So there is not one aspect of you that I see you hating, or being like, oh my god, I need to like be less, I need to act like a good girl or a good boy, I need to be nice. Like, I feel like you're giving all of that up way before you meet your future spouse. So I think you will go through that transformation if you haven't already, and your future spouse is going to love who you are. Like, I feel like, yes, the things that we looked at, those are their favorite things, those will be their favorite things, but like the who you are, I feel like they can sense the magic in your soul. They'll be able to sense that there's some sort of magic, when it comes to you. Like, okay, I'm hearing this very specific, like, I heard someone in a man's voice, like I heard a human man's voice, and he said, the spirit don't play about you. The spirit don't play about you, group number one. That's what he said. Now, it could be like one of your guides, or it could be literally your future spouse's higher self, your soulmate. But yeah, I feel like they can sense that there's something divine about you, but I don't think they know, like they can put a finger on it. I think you will be the one who pulls them into the spiritual, like the whole spiritual world thing. Like, you will be the one who gets them more in touch with their intuition. I feel like they might not know how to do that. I think they are successful, but in other ways, more in physical ways. You are like successful in all, like you're spiritually very, very successful, if that's even a term, group number one. You're literally one. So it makes sense that you have such a strong energy. You could also be someone who wears a lot of black. I think you don't shrink from the difficult truths like death or disease or pain. I think you are someone who dives headfirst into it. You are fearless. You are someone who genuinely wants to understand human suffering, and you're here to experience life. So I feel like you are the kind of person who is not afraid of anything. Like, you're just like, yes, bring it on, life. Like, is it pain? Like, yes, I've got it, because you realize that at the end of the day, pain is a sensation that you feel, and yes, pain is painful, but you are bigger than your most painful moments. You are bigger than your biggest pain. You are bigger than your most difficult obstacle. So I think once you realize that, you'll be unstoppable. Maybe some of you have already realized that, or if you don't feel like this is, if you don't resonate with how I'm describing you, then remember that this is your future energy, when you meet your future spouse. Like, before, that's what we are seeing. Also, one last thing that your guides are telling me, 9 plus 1 is 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So, and this is 1. Yeah. And this is also 9, isn't it? So we have 9, 9, and 1. 18 could be a number that's important for you. Group number, oh my gosh, I just saw 18 right now. Yeah, 18 could be an important number. 1 is definitely an important number. 8 is definitely an important number. And 9 is an important number for you. Group number 1. So those are some of the favorite things about you. I feel like this turned into like a hype up reading where I started talking about you, but I feel like that is how your future spouse sees you. Like they want to be someone who hypes you up. They want to support you in your life because you're so self-sufficient. Like they don't want to come into your life and create some drama and then leave you broken or anything like that. So there's someone who's going to ask themselves, like, do I have anything to offer to group number 1? If not, I'm going to, like, move away and make money, or like come back when I have something to offer. I'm going to learn, I'm going to be a better person, and then come into group number 1's life. So that's what I'm seeing, group number 1. Like, that's the kind of soulmate you have, someone who's very emotionally mature, which is why I feel like they can be in your energy. If they didn't have that, I don't think they would be able to stand in your energy, because you are coming off so strong, but also soft, but super strong. You're like steel wrapped in silk. Like, you're like sunlight, but you're also darkness. Like, you are like the eclipse. So that's what I feel for you, group number 1. I hope that this resonated. I hope that you love the reading, because I definitely did, and I love your energy, and I have so much respect for people like you and souls like you who do not shrink away from human darkness, so to speak. You are, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting the vibes of the Addams family, Morticia Addams, Wednesday Addams. That's what I get. Like, your vibe, that's what I'm getting. Maybe not so gothic, maybe, but the energy is definitely there. That's what I'm feeling. So yeah, I end the reading here. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on the email address in the description. If you have any personal queries or questions, you can email me, and that is the only way to reach me. And thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to your soulmate, to your future spouse, your twin flame, their higher self, your spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and beings that watching over us as I read through your energy. Thank you so much for giving us accurate information. And thank you to all of the beautiful cards for giving me the honor to channel for my group number 1. I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Bye. Hello, my loves. If you chose group number 2, you chose this beautiful card called the Hawk Spirit, and this is going to be your reading. So let's get into it. Now, immediately, even as I tap into your energy, I'm getting that you guys could be, now this is completely different from my group number 1, okay? So my group number 2s here have a very physical energy. I feel like you could be earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm getting a lot of Taurus, Capricorn energy, but also a lot of Virgo energy. Like, you're someone, even if you don't have these exact placements, I feel like there's something very grounded, stable, and secure about you, or about the way that you live. There are few people who had booked personal readings with me. I'm not going to say their name just for their privacy, but I am picking up on your energy. So if you're watching this reading, yeah, this is your pile. And I had said that they were someone who was very focused with building material stability, with building like something in the physical realm that is stable, that is secure, okay? And I feel like you guys are like that, and that person that I read for was like that. And I feel like this is your pile then, group number 2. Whoever is watching this reading, if this resonates, then this is your pile. I feel like you, even if you don't feel like you're stable, you don't feel like you have achieved anything in life, I feel like people see you as someone who could guide people, who could lead. This is giving me Hierophant energy. Now, the pile number 1 was giving me more like High Priestess energy, but here I'm getting more like Hierophant energy, Hermit energy is what I'm sensing. Like, I feel like you're someone who also sees, but in a different way. You are someone who sees, let's say, like, you can see into the best business deal. You can see how to make huge amounts of money. You can calculate how to make huge amounts of profit. Like, you're someone who has an extraordinary vision, so you're a visionary. And I think the way you contribute your ideas to whoever you work for, whether it's your company, whether it's a job, like, I don't know, but I think you would do very well in business. Group number 2. We have 3, 2, 3 plus 2 is 5. And that's, I see number 5 as like the number of balance. So I feel like you're someone who's balanced. I also feel that there is a spirituality about you, because the way you lead is through intuition. It's not through dictatorship. You don't lead like a person who wants control over other people, who wants power over other people. I feel like you're just trying your best to illuminate the path for people that are younger than you, or like, I feel like you're like the good leader. I'm hearing 𝓮𝓸𝓿𝓮, which means senior, I think, in South Korean language. So I don't know, you could be from South Korea watching this, but I heard 𝓮𝓸𝓿𝓮. And I also, just for briefly, I saw this band called BTS, and one of the members called Min Yoongi, I think he's the second eldest member in the band. He made a song for people, because he started in the industry very young. He became a rapper very young. He started working very young. I think when he was 18 or something, he ran away from his home or something. And you know, it's very difficult. It was very difficult to make it because they didn't have money. And now, looking back after a decade, he makes songs, and I think one of the songs on his recent albums is for people that are trying to make it, like trying to be successful just like he was. And it's like a comfort song, you know. What is that song? Hold on, I'm forgetting the name of it. Snooze. The song's name is Snooze. Yeah, and I think he says 𝑒nh 𝑒, which means it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. And there's also another song in that where one of the lyrics is, the future is going to be okay. So I feel like you are seen as that person. Like, you embody energy. Like, his energy and your energy is very similar, you know. Of course, like, there's no one like you and there's no one like him. So, you know, two individuals cannot be compared. But the energy here is very, very similar. You know, he's also someone who's very stable, who you can ask advice, but within himself, he's super chaotic. You know, he has a hard time. He gets sad, he cries, but he never makes it someone else's problem. You know what I mean? So you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not the stable person. Like, I don't feel secure. I don't feel confident. Like, but people see you that way, okay? And I think that is one of the favorite things of your future spouse, is that you bring a certain level of stability wherever you go, not just with them, but wherever you go. Like, I feel like, especially if you're a woman, I feel like you have this grounding presence, and I feel like that's their favorite thing, is your presence and how you ground people in reality. Like, if someone was having a panic attack, you would know exactly what to do. Like, if someone is having anxiety, you would know exactly what to do. Group number 2, I think you are also like the mom friend automatically, because like, you might have a first aid kit, you might be ready, you're like, oh my gosh, like, this person needs this. Like, you are someone who knows what to do in a crisis. You're not someone who's going to sit there in a corner having a panic attack and crying. Group number 2, like, you've got it on lock, you know, you've got it. So I think that's also another favorite thing of your soulmate about you, because they have never seen someone as grounded as you, like, and they want to be someone who adds to that in your life. Like, you might be like the Miss Independent, Mr. Independent, and then your future spouse is like, I know you can do it alone, but let me carry the weight for you. Like, you don't have to carry everyone all the time. You don't have to, because they know that it can get exhausting being like this guiding, you know, figure for everyone that everyone comes to, and then your brain is just on all the time. You're helping, you're solving all the time, and then you can come home to your person and just rest and relax, you know, just be peaceful. And Jewel tone greens might look very good on you, like this green, jewel tone greens might look very good on you. Random, that's something that I heard. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, yeah, your future spouse wants to be the person who you lean on, who you, like, they want to be the arms that you rest into. Like, you don't have to be on all the time, okay? They do love that about you. It is their favorite thing, okay? But they're also like, oh my gosh, like, I see you, little birdie. Like, you know, hawks are like fierce, right? But the way your future spouse sees you is like, I see you, little birdie. I see you, group number 2. Like, come here, come and rest. It's okay. Like, they're not intimidated by you. You know what I mean? Like, they're offering an energy of comfort and peace and love and just like not wanting anything from you, just being like a safe space for you. Honestly, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Let's get into your cards. They love how you are in the world. They love who you are in the world. That's their favorite thing. Yup. We have Page of Air. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. We have the 6 of Air, which is the 6 of Swords. They can tell that you carry a lot in your heart. Group number 2. I think they are going to be able to tell that you carry a lot within yourself. Like, I think you don't say it. You just, I feel like you could have like that elder sibling energy. You know how elder siblings are. They don't easily ask for help. Like, they are the person everyone goes to. So they just learn how to have everything together all the time. And like, I'm being hit by this wave of a little bit of sadness and quiet. Like, I feel like your soul wants quiet. Like, it wants to rest. Not because you're complaining. You're not complaining. I don't see you complaining, group number 2. You know, I think you're happy with the role that you have. Like, you're happy being the elder, whether literally or metaphorically, energetically. You understand the responsibility and the honor of being in a leadership position, okay? Literally, you're a leader, or whether you're like a leader, you know, in your house, your siblings look up to you, whether it's like that, like, you understand. But I also feel like your soul deserves rest and wants rest, and your future spouse knows that. Oh my gosh, we have Justice 11. Ooh. Yeah, and I feel like you will definitely have that. Suddenly, I feel this energy of like, you know, like exhaling after a long day, like that's what I'm feeling. Like, that's how your soul is going to feel with your future spouse. And I feel like that is also another favorite thing. That they love to see you when you rest. They love to see you when you do nothing, because they know you're doing everything. You're doing the most, group number 2. So they love to see you just be, you know, if you're just being at home, like eating or watching a drama, even if you're not doing anything, like you're just laying there, like they love that. They love to see that. I think that's one of their favorite things about you, is that they love to see you just chill, you know. We have Patience reversed, so I feel like that's another confirmation. I think when you don't rest enough, they are going to be like, listen, group number 2, you have been working all day, every day, you know, overtime. You need to rest. Like, I feel like your future spouse is going to be the kind of husband, if you're a woman, and you know, if you're looking for a husband, doesn't matter what your gender is, but like, I'm getting like this energy of your husband being like, okay, group number 2 mom, you know, sit down, relax. Like, they're going to see that you have stayed awake all day with your child, and your child has just been crying and crying and crying, and you had to stay awake because your child was crying, and you couldn't sleep all day, and again you were exhausted, right? I'm being shown a very specific scene actually, where the mother has just given birth and it's been a few months, so you know, the child is like super cranky and crying and not having the best day, right? And of course you wouldn't want that for your child, but you know, children cry a lot sometimes, and they don't care whether it's 3 a.m, right? So I think you're trying to be like optimistic, and you're trying to be like, oh my gosh, like my child needs me, you know, like I'll wake up, it's fine, like I have not slept in 2 days, but I'll wake up, it's okay. And I think you're trying to like, strengthen yourself through it. But your future spouse, when they come home, like I see them like see you, and they look at you, one glance at you, and they're like, okay, I've got it, like give me the child, go to sleep. And I see you exhaling like because you're exhausted. And that doesn't make you a bad mom or a bad parent. You can't go on forever, so you need rest too. You're not a bad person, group number 2. And I think they know that you wouldn't deliberately just leave your child. I think they know that you are someone who would go overboard, and so they want to sort of come in and sort of stabilize you. Like, you don't need to go overboard to be loved. You don't need to do extra to be loved. Like, you're loved as you are, okay? You're loved for being. So just rest. And I'm also seeing that we started your tarot spread with this figure who has wings, who looks like an angel, and again, she's got wings. So I feel like you're going to change in the relationship. You're going to learn how to be more patient with yourself, like, because they offer that. They offer that stability. They offer that warmth. I feel like maybe growing up, you didn't grow up with a lot of physical stability, and that's why you were like, okay, I'm going to build it myself. Like, okay, I need to have money, so let me learn how to make money. And you got really good at it. You develop some really great business skills. Like, I feel like you think fast, you're quick on your feet, and you build a lot of skills to survive, group number 2. So kudos to you, like patting you on the back, okay? But with your future spouse, I think it's not going to be like that. I feel like it's the opposite with your future spouse. Like, you're going to rest. And that's their favorite thing about you. Like, that's what they love, to just see you rest, to just be in your, if you are a woman watching this, they love to see you in your feminine energy. You don't have to be doing the most. You don't have to be like working all day, every day. If you're just there on the couch, like you just watched movies the whole day, you watch Harry Potter, that's fine. They love that. That's their favorite. They love that. Like, they won't be disappointed, okay? If you've got parents who, especially Asian parents, that, sometimes Asian parents, not to badmouth Asian parents, but they can be strict, very strict with their kids. Like, you almost get this message that your worth lies in what you do. And that is not true, okay? So I feel like you're going to be healing a lot of those parts of yourself in this relationship with your soulmate. I feel like you're calling in, like you're subconsciously desiring and calling in this soulmate relationship, and your soulmate is your future spouse. So you're calling in this relationship where, like, you want justice for your soul. You don't want to be doing the most. You don't want to feel like you're only loved when you are hyper and overextending yourself, okay? That you just deserve it for being, okay? Like, that's what I'm seeing. That's their favorite thing about you. Let me get any other messages for you before we close the reading. Okay, another favorite thing I'm getting is something physical. I think this is also very specific, but they like your hair and they like your face. Now, doesn't matter what your gender is, group number 2, like whoever you are, whether you're a female, male, doesn't matter. Whoever your soulmate is, they like your face. They like, especially when you're resting, I feel like they love to see you rest and sleep. Like, I think they'll like watching you sleep because it means that you're relaxed, you're not thinking, and like, they want you to get enough sleep. And like, they'll be like, did you hydrate yourself? Like, here's water, drink. Like, they are like super like taking care of you physically. Like, physical acts of service could be their love language. Making sure you're okay, making sure you're drinking enough water. If you are sick, they'll be with you. If you are a woman and you menstruate, they've got chocolate, they've got cookies, like whatever you like, they know they've already got it. You just need to say it, like, I want food. Boom, food is there. So you'll never have to like repeat yourself. You'll never have to say anything twice. Like, your future spouse has got it too, just like you. So that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you'll be able to, for the first time maybe in your life, to put your head on someone's shoulder and just rest and like feel what it feels like to just rest and not give your energy too much. give your energy all the time, like giving it away to other people. Like, you don't have to do that. They do love that, it's their favorite thing, but you are like the most favorite thing. So it's not what you do, it's who you are, group number 2. So that's what they wanted to say, okay? And yeah, it's not what you do, it's who you are, group number 2. That's the last message for you. And I'm so happy that I read for you, group number 2. You seem like such a lovely person. I would give you the biggest hug and tell you to rest too, because I see you and I see your energy and I see how much you want to give, and that's sacred. You deserve to be protected. So, and I'm glad to see that your future spouse is going to be one of those people. So again, I'm sending you all of my love. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on the email address in the description. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to your future spouse, your soulmate's higher self, your spirit guides, light beings and ancestors watching over me and this reading. Thank you to all of the wonderful cards for helping me channel and giving me the honor to read for my divine group number 2. And I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Bye. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose group number 3, then this is going to be your reading. And immediately when I picked up this card, I was hit by this beautiful energy. Even when I was doing the intro, I don't know if you picked that up, but I did. Like, I feel like this is like my unique pile. I think I always say this. Not always, but some of you are really unique. Like, some people from my soul family, they have a very unique energy signature. And I picked that up, and I've picked that up in some of my previous readings on my channel. And I feel like you are one of those groups. Like, you are definitely unique. But I do feel that some of you might be new here for the first time, so you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's a first time for me also, learning your energy and reading it. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm seeing monkeys, random. I'm seeing monkeys. I heard praying mantis. It's almost like I cannot describe your energy, group number 3. And I also noticed that 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 3s are 9. And you've got 39. This is the 39th card. Coincidence? I think not. I think this is really, really like your pile. If you are life path number 3 or 9, this is definitely your group. But you don't have to be a life path 3 or 9. So tapping into group number 3, please. Okay. Now, moth spirit. Moths are often confused for butterflies. Okay, they are not butterflies. Okay. They have a similar process, but it's not as like, it's not like a full-on metamorphosis process like the butterfly, before it's a caterpillar and then it becomes a butterfly, right, in the cocoon. And it's a complicated process. It's called metamorphosis, which I'm sure that most of you might already be aware of. Now, moth has a different process. Now, because both of them are like winged insects, basically, they are confused for each other. So moths are often confused for like, oh, it's a butterfly. It's not a butterfly, it's a moth. And what I'm getting is that people might confuse you for being like one type of person, or they think like they have an impression of you. And I feel like you're completely different. Like, I feel like there is a certain eccentricness to you, but not in a bad way. I think some of you might be autistic. I don't mean to trigger you, but that's just what I'm picking up. Or someone who's autistic, or like you're someone who has had a very, very specific human experience, like very specific. So let's say a child grows up in a home where the parents are fighting, okay, and then when the child is 5 years old, the mother develops cancer, and she lives for 2 years and then she dies because of the disease. Okay, and now what is the life and what is the perspective of a child like that, right? It's going to be unique. It's not something that everyone experiences. Everyone, it's not like a normal experience. Or someone, let's say, who goes through like a car crash and everyone dies, but the only person that survives is that person, right? And they might suffer from survivor's guilt, and they go through this whole process of like molting and shifting and shedding guilt, and really understanding, like really allowing themselves to go through grief and pass through it and coming out. Otherwise they won't survive, right? Even though they are alive. So, and again, that's also not too common, right? So there is something very, very unique about whatever pain you've gone through, group number 3, or whatever your life experience. Doesn't even have to be pain. Whatever your life experience was, there's something very unique about that. And I feel like you give advice in a very different way, or like who you are is very different. Okay, your aura, your energy comes off as this red, like bright orange red, almost like warm, passionate, fiery, but not a fire that destroys, not a fire that burns, the fire that illuminates, right? Like a candle more, not like a fire. And I feel like because you've gone through some pain, if you have already, you are like an advanced soul, like where other people might struggle at like after they've lost their jobs or something, and you're like, oh, that's not a big deal, like something happened to this family member when I was 5 years old, like I feel like how to go through pain, like you've mastered the human experience, you're above it in a way. Like some of you could be awakened souls, enlightened souls. Some of you have made peace with who you are, with the grief that you went through, with the pain that you went through, and you're like a new person, But we didn't get the butterfly card. No, we got the moth spirit specifically. We didn't get butterfly spirit. So I feel like, butterfly spirits have a very different kind of metamorphosis process, and moths obviously have a different kind of molting process. And I feel like you might be mistaken for a butterfly, but you're not, and moths are not seen as beautiful or like not as spoken about as butterflies, even though both of them are winged insects. So maybe you didn't get credit, or maybe there's something that was taken away from you, or something like unfair happened to you, is what I'm picking up. But I'm not going to focus on that, because that is not what the reading is about. So I am going to get back to your cards. But I feel like your future spouse is going to see it. Group number 3. Your future spouse is going to know what happened to you before you even say it. Like maybe not exactly, but I see this like sort of soul recognition. And maybe they are also like a different kind of, no, I don't get that they are moth spirit, actually. That's not their energy. But I feel like your souls recognize each other, group number 3. So they could have gone through a similar human experience just like you, and you could have had similar pre-birth intentions before you incarnated in this physical life on earth. You were like, okay, I want to experience this specific thing. I would like to grow up in a family where they shun the children who ask too many questions. Like I would like to grow up in a dysfunctional family. I would like to grow up in I am going to go there and then change the trajectory by changing the karma, healing intergenerational trauma. Like that could be something that some of you could have done. Not all, because I do see that not for every single person it's not family trauma, right? Like it's different. So I feel like even like I want to get into like their favorite things about you. I want to, but what I'm getting is this like above, physical sort of like this perspective that your guides and your future spouse's higher self is giving me. They're giving me this almost like come out of the physical realm. My favorite thing isn't like their hair or something like that. It's like it's who they are, it's how they hold themselves, it's what you've gone through. I feel like this is a weird thing to say, but let me explain. they love your pain, okay? Now, when someone is in pain, the first tendency is to like try to get people out of pain, right? But this person is never going to, if you're crying, this person will never be like, stop crying. You know, this person will never say that to you. Like your future spouse will never say that to you. They will be like, I'm going to sit with you no matter how painful this is. Like, I see how much pain you're in and I don't want to leave you alone in it. So they are going to be with you as you grieve. You know, they are going to be with you as you go through pain. And I feel like you're someone who's a very brave soul, so I don't see you like repressing pain. You know, I think you're someone who's going to ask questions as you grieve, and yes, that's a whole process, but I think you're not like your future spouse will be the person who will be like, I do not want to leave you alone. Like, I do not want to leave group number 3 alone. I know they've been through a lot. I know that, you know, group number 3 is very unique and people might misunderstand who they are, but I do not want to be that person. Okay, so when I say they like your pain, it doesn't mean they want to see you in pain and they're going to cause you pain. Like, that's not what I mean. Okay, I'm just clarifying, because then, you know, you guys will come for me in the comments. That is not who your person is. Okay, when I say they like your pain, it's not about, oh, I want to see group number 3 in pain, I want to cause them pain. No, it's not like that. Okay, it is not like that, because a lot of people have a very conditional relationship with humans, right? A lot of parents too, when the child is crying, they're like, no, you can't cry. Oh, I don't like you when you're crying. Like, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't be sad. And we maybe directly or indirectly make children feel like that, or humans feel like that. And so the message that the humans get is that, oh, I am only loved when I'm happy, I'm not loved when I'm sad. And that is not the case for you, group number 3. You're going to be loved no matter what you're feeling. If you're in pain, your future spouse loves you. If you're happy, your future spouse loves you. So it's almost like they're not taking me to like a favorite thing, you know. It's like your soul, the way your soul feels, the way your soul came into this life, the way your soul experiences everything. And if you are a person who has gone through a lot of pain, especially like from family, this person is going to be the opposite of that. Okay, and your guides are coming through again to confirm it. Your future spouse, your soulmate, is going to be the opposite of your family. If you have family trauma, they are the opposite of that. They are the antidote to that. And I think but you know, it's not like they will be like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't have gone through that, group number 3. You know, they can hold space for who you are, while also realizing that things happen to you that you didn't deserve. Okay, but you are who you are because of those experiences, and then they feel protective of you, but you know, they feel like that shouldn't have happened to you, but then you wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for those things. So it's like a complicated soup of feelings that they have for you. And I don't think they know like what their favorite thing is, but what I'm hearing is your soul, not even your body, not even like something specific like a personality trait. They're literally just saying your soul, group number 3. This is beautiful. I was not expecting that to come through, but I'm happy that it did, and I hope you don't misunderstand, because I do not do these readings to cause you harm, and I would never ever encourage like people causing you harm. I would never say you need to be in a relationship with a person that's causing you harm. Okay, so we've got 9 of Earth reversed, which is the 9 of Pentacles. We've got it in reversed. Okay, again, this is a similar message to group number 2. You could have been attracted to group number 2, group number 3, but again, not all of you, for sure, not all of you. We have the 7 of Water. She's literally like a mermaid. She's not a mermaid, but that's how I saw her at first. That's what the card looks like. Wow, we have the Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. Okay, they see you as a vessel for divine truths. Group number 3, your future spouse sees you as someone divine, as someone who can hold opposing truths together. On one level, you know that We are all manifestations of source energy, what we are calling God or supreme consciousness or whatever. We are all physical manifestations of that. But you also, so on one level we are all one, right? But you also understand that every human being is an individual physical embodiment of the same source energy. So we are all different, our energy signature is different, our desires are different, our experiences are different, and so we are different, but we are one. And both of those things are true at the same time, right? So you're someone who can hold that dichotomy of life. You're someone who can hold contrast very well. Like I feel like you're someone who understands the contrast of life very well, and you are not someone who runs away from any human experiences, even if it's pain. You know how Jesus was, right? Jesus was someone who walked into like groups of people that had leprosy, and he just like he was not wearing a suit. He had no protection. He didn't go with any protection. He simply went there and he made them remember, God loves you. You're eternal beings. You're creators. And his vibration was so high, his frequency was so high, that he was not afraid that he was going to get the same disease back, right? He genuinely loved those people. And he wanted them to remember their divine nature, right? And that's how I feel with you. Like, not saying that you're Jesus, right? Like, but I feel like you are awake in your own way. Maybe you wouldn't have done what Jesus did. Okay, that's okay. But you see how he didn't worry, how he, even when he was nailed to the cross, he wasn't crying because he was in pain. Like, he was crying because there were humans that were doing, like, there were humans, actually, I don't know why exactly he was crying, or whether he was crying or not. Again, like, it's just speculation, right? We don't know what happened, so I can't pretend to know what happened. But what I energetically feel is that what bothered him was not his own pain, right? What bothered him was humanity's pain. That's how he was. Like, I see him as like this big empath, who had so much love for everyone. So even in his most painful moment, like when he was being crucified, he was worried like about other human beings, and he said something like, God, please forgive them. That's the story, right? And I feel like that's your energy. Like, there's something emperor. What did I say? Like, you're somehow above the human experience because you've accepted the human experience. Wow, it's like you have transcended because you have accepted. Okay. Okay, let me put it this way. So let's say that someone betrays you. Okay. Now today, in the past, you might have been hurt or cried, but today you understand the motivations, you understand human darkness, you understand people deeply. Okay, you see their wounds, and when you understand something so deep, it hurts less, because it hurts more when you don't have an explanation, when you don't know why they did what they did. Are they evil? Are they bad? Like, what happened? It's confusing, right? And the lack of clarity makes the pain even worse because you don't know whether they meant it or what happened. Like, it feels like you're going crazy. And I feel like now you see into people and you're like, oh, I see that you betrayed me and that's on you, not me. So I'm not going to be sad. Like, I accept. And even if you feel pain because of this, like, if let's say this person was very close to you, like, you're going to see that, yes, I'm in pain and I didn't like what you did. And here are the steps that I'm going to take for myself now. Like, I don't see you being like, oh my gosh, like, why did you betray me? Why did you do this? Like, you're just like, okay, you did that, that's on you. And now I'm going to decide what I want to do with my life, with my time. Like, whether do I want to give it to a person like you who betrayed me? No, I don't think so. Then a lot of you will be like, okay, bye. I feel like you choose your soul. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is what like your future spouse's most favorite thing, like of course your soul being number one, is that you choose yourself, group number 3. I love that. I love that message. You choose yourself. And we have 4 4 3 4 4. You choose yourself. Like, I see you as someone who's very empathic, very empathetic. You could also be very empathetic, okay? Just like some of the beings were. Now, we know Jesus, right? He's like more famous, but there have been a lot of human beings that were enlightened, but you know, they didn't make it in the history books. Like, we don't read about them, we don't know their names. And I feel like you're one of those souls, like, because you're not in it for the glory, you know, you're not in it for the fame, you don't care whether you have followers. That's not what you're in for. And I think you don't care to speak or show off. I think you find beauty in the mundane. You are embodying the Queen of Cups energy and Emperor energy at the same time, like the ultimate empathy, ultimate love for all beings, water, literally, you know, like the element that's closest to source energy, it's water, right? And you are embodying the strength of the Emperor, power personified. And these seem like opposites, right? Because if you are all loving towards everyone, you don't have boundaries. But then the Emperor is someone who's like, no, right? That's a boundary. And I feel like you are both at the same time. So like, I feel like even my words don't do justice to how I don't think I have been capable of describing you fully. That's how amazing your energy is. Like, that's how well you embody opposing energies. And I love that for you. I love that someone like you is on my channel. You don't need a tarot reading, but I feel like you watch those for fun. You're like, are they really reading energy? What are they doing? Like, I don't think you need a lot of guidance, group number 3. You're very in touch with your intuition, with your power, or you will be. If you didn't resonate with how I described you, you're going to get into this energy, okay? If you have not already. So I hope you love this reading. I'm going to end the reading here. If you wish to book a personal reading with me and you liked my energy and you wish to book a personal reading with me, you can email me on the email address in the description. I thank you so much for joining me. Because of you, I got to read for such an amazing collective and I got to read an amazing energy. Thank you so much, and thank you to your spirit guides, your future spouse, your soulmate's higher self, all of the light beings that are watching over you. I am so blessed to be reading for you and to have your energy in my space. Thank you so much for joining me, group number 3, and hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. And I forgot to thank all of the beautiful cards, so thank you to my beautiful cards as well.